Hello and welcome back everyone to the third quarter-final of the third edition of the Pinnacle Winter Series. It's me, Travis and Hayes, back at it again to cover a matchup that has never happened before. Heroic versus Apeks.
Well, I'm looking forward to this one, Trav. I mean, the stage is set for a very interestingly poised matchup here when you look at these two teams. Yes, Heroic significant favorites coming into this match, but Apeks are just, so stacked with with so much upset potential that anything could happen in this game today.
Yeah, absolutely. And then these two teams, as I said, they never played each other before. This makes it incredibly interesting. We don't know how this is going to go. As you say, you'd expect Heroic as the favourites, the higher ranked team to come through here. But the last appearance in this event was the first edition of the Pinnacle Winter Series, and they lost to K23 in the exact same quarterfinal invite stage. So they're going to try to have to put that right today and see if they can overcome Apeks, who have had a bit of a long run to get here. We saw yesterday a ridiculous series against Eternal Fire, but let's see if they're also warm today as well.
Well, let's bring up the brackets and we can see exactly how we've arrived at this point. As you mentioned,
there we go.
That series there from Apeks overcoming the Turkish super team of Eternal Fire, that marathon 2-1 win. Beat them up against Hero here earlier. We saw ECSTATIC beating UNGENTIUM 2-0, fairly easy stuff there. Copenhagen Flames were able to overcome GamerLegion in our first game, and then the last quarterfinal of the day will be Dignitas versus SKADE. That's also a 50-50 game. Dignitas the invited team, but I would almost have SKADE as the favorites.
Yeah, I would put SKADE as the favourites as well right now, and of course we will very fortunately be doing one semi-final as well for this event, so that'll be tomorrow. Can't wait for that. And we're going to get to see another team who can make it through to that stage. And yeah, the one thing that I'm fascinated about this game in particular is the factor of them not playing each other before, the factor of Apeks having the stars that we know can show up. I think the last game we casted of Apeks, Jacob dropped to 40, if I'm not mistaken, on Overpass. And that is a map that I wouldn't be surprised if we do see today. But now we have a look at the rosters as well. Here's the Apeks, as we so said. Jacob, Nork, Asilian, Sticko, and Chauzy as well, of course. Chauzy, the youngest player on the team. I believe he's still only 16, getting schooled at the moment by the wise heads of Sticko and Jacob. And this is a team that's been doing very well as of late, improving a lot.
Yeah, and I think the best part here for Chauzy is just how well everybody's playing at the moment. It's just taking so much pressure off the youngster. It doesn't have to come in and be the superstar frag. It just, lights out, leading from the front. He's got Jacob doing really well. Asilian is contributing so much in the fragging department. Nork has been fantastic with the AWP, and you certainly can't discount Stiko's effect as well, which I just think has given Chauzy so much space to develop into his own player in this Apeks team. As we switch over to Heroic now, no introductions required over on this side of the world. Of course, the Danish super team currently ranked 5th best in the world. We've seen them had a pretty good start to the season. I would say very impressive win over Vitality not too long ago. But I think they hold themselves to one of the highest standard you can hold yourself to in
of course
at this point, which is the best in the world. So that's what they're going to be fighting for.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, Stown is their highest rated player. He performed incredibly. In Katowice, but as soon as they got on stage, FaZe kind of schooled them. So you'd hope that an event such as this, which is, you could class it perhaps as a good opportunity for them to warm up for their Pro League campaign, which is coming up soon. I believe it starts on the 30th, if I'm not mistaken, against Complexity. Yeah. So yeah, this is a good opportunity for them. As I said, they failed at the quarterfinal invite stage last time. They have an opportunity to make up for that now. And yeah, I think, as I said, they performed so well in Kato. It's their first event since Kato. Stown looked incredible, but that next step, they couldn't get past it as of yet.
Yeah, I mean, for me, the only thing with Heroic is that they haven't played much Counter-Strike in 2022 yet. I think they've only played like 5 or 6 matches, so it's still to get into the bulk of their season as we switch ourselves into the veto. So let's see how this is going to go. I think it's fairly predictable, to be honest. Both these teams have been a very overlapping map pool. Overpass picked up first by Apeks. Nuke's going to be picked up in response to a bit of a punish pick there. We know Apeks probably the weakest of the lots of the maps that they do play, and the side is going to be MOUZ Trap.
Yeah, and as you say, Nuke is a weak map. Sure, Heroic, they actually haven't won a Nuke in the last 3 months, but they're playing against teams like Navi. So, you can't really look deep into those paper statistics when it comes to that one. Heroic have been great on Nuke in the past, and I'm sure they'll be able to put up a good fight. At least Apeks do get their best map of Overpass coming up first, and that's the exciting thing for them. I think because of that, Heroic have good on Overpass as well. In the past they've been excellent, but the point is that Apeks have their best chance, I feel like, to at least possibly get us through to a third map decider. And if we do get to MOUZ, that is actually a map which both teams have enjoyed a lot as of late, and Apeks have done some of their best work, actually, I believe, on MOUZ. So they've got probably Apeks will be quite happy with that pool. They've got a good third map decider and a good starter.
Yeah, Trav, everything on paper here is looking like it's going to be a banger of a matchup, and that's the only problem is that things never go according to scripture in the Pinnacle Winter Series. I want to see the three maps, I want to see drama, I want to see overtime. That's what we should have here with the map pool that we've got. As Tuming Overpass goes to the team who picked them, which is Apeks, and then Nuke goes to Heroic's hands. Barrage, the side as you've already dressed up, would be a beautiful 50-50 match between these two teams.
Yeah.
I really hope we get to see it go the distance. That would be some phenomenal Counter-Strike. Heroic, they have a tendency to be able to compete with some of the best teams in the world. I mean, hell, there was a point where even they were dubbed as the only team who could go toe-to-toe with Na'Vi last year. The thing is, though, about Heroic is even though they might have those qualities, they seem to struggle against the lower tier opposition, which is what you got here in Apeks. Yes, they rank 28, but don't you dare underestimate this team as we put ourselves into the pistol round and we get things underway.
Let's go! Apeks, they took 4.5 hours to overcome Eternal Fire yesterday. I'm expecting a slightly quicker series, but you'll never know.
Ooh,
you never know what can happen. Sticko has got the smoke alongside a Cillian, and a flash on Sticko as well, with a Cillian having the Molotov, and it will be Shush with the utility and the defuse kit. Of course, dropped over. He can't afford all of that at once, so he'll be drop those grenades and refresh with a grenade of his own. Possibly for a double stack nade for a bomb plant, perhaps, if they do go toward A or B.
Yeah, actually, you can do the lineup from dumpster, just throw it onto defaults really easy. Deny the bomb plant there, buy more time for rotations, get a free kill. So pretty stock standard setup here from Heroic right now. Kadian tasked with the responsibility of just getting the information towards the top side of the map. Apeks have done a fantastic job of getting as far forward as they have undetected. So here comes the world of pain.
It does, but Kadian already will peek from dice and get an opening pick, and now he can fall back, and this is where the grenade stack comes into play. They're going to go for the plant. Let's see how much damage these grenades do. One's going to come in, two's going to come in, and it takes out a Cillian. Beautiful setup from Heroic. That's exactly what we expect from a team of higher quality as this, and the flash works out perfectly as well to deal with Jacob. Stinger gets one back, and so does Nork, but in come all the kills in the end for Heroic, and they will seal the pistol round with a lovely piece of utility usage.
I mean, that was just a beautiful strategy coming through from Heroic. You could see that was the plan. Everything went according to plan in that round there. As you said, beautiful usage. Unfortunately, they don't deny the plant, which is probably the best case scenario with the nades. But even after they get that kill, you saw the flash for Tessus to push through from dumpster through the smoke. The player Optimus was completely blind. He ate that flashbang. And in the end, Heroic make that retake look easy.
Yeah, indeed. That was a very clean one and a very confidence-building one as well, of course. I mentioned in the pre-game the last time Heroic got a quarterfinal invite to a Pinnacle Winter Series was the first edition, and they lost 2-1 to an Inform K23. So, again, they're up against a difficult roster in Apeks, but let's see how they perform today. And even though they did get that bomb plot Apeks, I'm impressed, or at least I'll give them a bit of an admirable praise that they actually haven't gone for a full investment. They've just gone for some deagles. Some aggression toward long for Heroic. Already they've gone 1 for 1, have Apeks. Happily, they'll get away with that one, but they're going to stick around, and actually might stick around too long because Chauzy takes one. Thankfully, Tessus is still here. And even though Nork rips his head off, I mean, they're taking a bit more damage than I think they would have wanted to, but still, they have a 2v1.
Absolutely, it's taking a lot more damage than what they would have wanted. I mean, 3 kills is huge. I'm surprised that Heroic kept on taking the fights. A little bit greedy, in my opinion. Maybe a bit overconfident. And, well, Nork can look to punish them even further. He still has so much time to play with. And, in fact, he might be able to bypass these players in towards the A sites if he keeps going, but decides against it. And thus he will be converging in towards Shush. It's all about the timing right now.
Yeah.
Doesn't have armor, so going to make his life difficult once he does get into a gunfight.
Yeah, and unfortunately presents his back to him just as Shush rounds the corner of Divider, so it will be Heroic getting that 2-0. Of course, not a clean one, and the fact that Apeks did eco, of course, after that bomb plant. Yeah, I mean, you can get 3
I'm also
galils.
surprised on a map like Overpass for Apeks. I thought that would have been a bread and butter for Spy. They're so good on the map. They've got so many, fallbacks and protocols and layers that it's like, all right, we just need some util person to the B side. But now, look at what they got now, though. So fair, fair argument, right?
Yeah, I think actually looking at it, considering they took 3 players down on the Heroic side as well, that is actually, they are at a significant advantage. Yeah, in this round, they've done the best thing they could possibly do to whittle down that Heroic economy, and obviously not letting them survive with 5 alive, and their full buy is at great strength with full utility, so it's going to try to find a way to use it first, though. There's going to be a push toward Monster coming up from Heroic. Sticko's playing there in a default to look for that aggression, then he'll fall back away again.
Yeah, Apeks is taking their time here. They've got such a good grip on the T side of overpass. Cillian's such a fantastic caller on this map, and not only does he have a really good grip on the calls, he contributes a lot in the fragging department.
Yeah, good record on overpass for Cillian. We've spoken about it and seen it firsthand in the past.
Yeah. Creates a lot of space for his team just by the way that he gets kills and pulls rotations. Right now they've been able to gravitate an extra player towards that A site. Question is, are they going to end up there? You have also got a bit of a fake coming through from is that a Cillian over there actually towards outside of Monster? Might be Stiko. I think it's Stiko actually. Either way, just trying to pull rotations B. Hasn't worked too well though, has it?
No, 30 seconds to go. It's going to have to be an A play coming in here, and there are 3 players on the A site. They've got Stan in the cubby as well with the MP9. Kaden has good flash support as well. He can just peek off the back of that if he really wants to. Surely he'll get a couple of kills. Sticker down to 9 HP already, but there's the peek from long. Stan will pounce on it. There's still another MP9 to find, and that's a problematic situation. Tessus can then swing wide, do even more damage, and in comes Refresh as well. It's an absolute clean-up. Sticker was the last one alive with, I think, 9 points of health in the end. Gets the 1 kill, but that's all. And Heroic keep the clean sheet intact.
Oh man, the crossfires couldn't have been better from Heroic. MP9s and MP9s and MP9s. That's all that they needed in the end. Their Tessus does a fantastic job to have so much impact. And he doesn't just sit tucked into the corner either. He realizes that he's dead meat if he stays there. He has to actually continue to swing, especially when his teammates are taking so much attention towards long. So actually the 3-man setup there towards the A side proves to be the difference maker for Heroic.
Absolutely. And of course they're back down to pistols once again at this stage. And already rush through that Molotov toward the T-steps. Tessus could get caught out here. He's not careful.
Oh,
okay,
man.
just about straight around the angle before he could have been faced by Jacob. A reminder that you can scroll down and click all the panels below the stream to help our partners out. Of course, very nice to have many partners on board this season. And if you can get involved with those, Extrify, stream cards, etc., World of Esports as well. And you can have some fun with that. Sticker's holding a nice defensive angle towards Shaw. Takes that Refresh out of the round, and it actually falls back with that man taken down as well. Thankfully, of course, there was a frag early on from Stan, so it keeps it intact. Sticker's actually managed to keep the rifle. I think Shush may be aware of that rifle being stolen, but now Sticker can possibly drop that over to Jacob because he's the one with Kevlar. Let's see if they can get that sorted out. He has dropped it, so you'd expect Jacob to pick that up in a second on the right-hand side there, but no. Kaden's going to stop that from happening before they even get it picked up.
Yeah, shift their focus in towards bathrooms. Tessus is here right now. Stiko's already got a kill in the round. Can he add another to the tally? Would be sick if he gets the kill up close here, but it's actually just going to be Tessus to make a bit of a fiendish play. Doesn't expect the second to be directly behind him. The problem is Cillian has utility out, so he can't get the trade immediately after.
Yeah.
It means Tessus is afforded the second kill. Actually, a really good flash from Cillian. Oh my god, if he had swung immediately, I think there's a chance he gets both of those kills. I think even Stabwin in the background might have been a bit blinded up for a few seconds there.
Yeah, that flash was really good. The only reason why he didn't swing straight away is, of course, Kaden's just spraying blindly, into the front of the bathroom there, and perhaps he may have just walked into the spray. So he just gives it a second. True. He knows he's still blind, then he can swing. Yeah, here you go. You can get the play it from Tessus. He peeks at exactly the right time as you see directly behind him. Cillian's got that utility out, which is unfortunate. Looks a bit of a weird one.
Inside a little.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, I've let you die. I'm sorry. I had a slash out there." That's how it is.
It's just like you can see him, but you can't do anything. No,
exactly.
He can.
Exactly.
Opens up the round. That's Kaden who's been taken down. I think Kaden tried to make a bit of an AWP play of his own there.
He did. He went for a fast connector peek, and Nork went down there to counter it, and he countered him beautifully. That's a battle. We always talk about the AWP battle. Well, Cadian versus Nork should be a pretty tasty one, and already Nork, now he's finally got that AWP on the T side, has won the first battle.
Wouldn't be the first these time these two have gone up against each other. Think about Nork's NIP days as they make their way towards bottom. For contact, they found contact, but they found a whole lot more than contact. What a stern defense coming through here from the CT side. Refresh and Stowen just finding 3 kills between them. Great shot there from Nork. Oh, he just tracks Stowen like a heat-seeking missile straight through the wall. But Tessus will get a frag to maintain control.
That's a shame. If they could have gotten Nork down connector as well, I feel like there possibly would have been a chance to get a 2v3 on the bomb plant. But look, there are 2 players already here. Player in water, that is Shush. Sticko is desperately holding for that angle. And he's worried about the flank as well, unfortunately. And there's even another player toward ABC, so there's no way he's going to be able to expect that one. Double swing can come in, and even though Sticko does take refresh, Shush will always trade that every single day of the week. So, again, another round for Heroic, but Apeks are getting closer.
Yeah, they certainly are. I mean, it felt like that was probably their round, though, you know, considering the fact that Nork found that opening pick from there. They just looked to try and take contact into bathrooms, into the A sites, and then it looks good, but Heroic actually just were aware. You know, they had their heads up the entire time. They didn't get caught off guard, even though, you know, Apeks had made their way so discreetly in towards bathrooms. Heroic, you know, was still hyper aware, which was actually the difference in that situation, that both Stabin and Refresh got those kills, and now Cadian looking to keep up this aggressive play. They've done this enough times in their anti-eco rounds. It's nearly cost them on a few occasions so far, and it might be the case here once again.
Okay, I mean, sure, Nork is 16 points of health without armor, but he has been given an AWP for free there. Not sure if there's any reason to go super aggressive when you know that Apeks is going to be on pistols again. Bit of a questionable choice there from Heroic. Don't seem to have any issue with whittling down that CT economy, because look, I mean, sure, they're up 5-0, and Nork again gets a beautiful timing pick. I was just talking about their economy. That's going to make it even worse for them, even if they do win this round, because look at it. Shush is on 150. Refresh is on 1,600. No one's as richer than Tesses on 2,200. So they're really willing to throw guns away on Heroic here. And Apeks could easily get a few rounds in a row on the T side coming in if they can win this one and break that economy. Not creeping up. What more can he do?
Not the first time that we've actually seen Heroic go for these super aggressive plays in anti-eco rounds, and now they've had to fall back on the most defensive play. Refresh all the way back in towards Bank. He's just going to be playing for information, but oh my god, Nork, he's only got 16 points of health, but he doesn't give a damn. Just steps into the angle, up close and personal. He gets the kill with the AWP, and he just finishes off the round. Three kills for him. The eco goes the way of Apeks.
Hell yeah, Nork. That's a way to get your campaign started. Again, as I said, Heroic way too lackadaisical against the pistols there, with Cadian going way too aggressive with the AWP toward balloons and basically the fountain position in the end. Yeah, of course, he had support from a teammate's flashes, but that's never a guarantee, and it's all down to Nork in the end. Gets that beautiful pick while half blind of the player jump spotting Dice, and in the end, even that peek in toward Bank was a beautiful one. 3 kills on the round for him. He's got his AWP for free as well in this round, of course, on that pistol buy. So their economy's in a good state, whereas Heroic's, as I said, isn't.
Yeah, that's a huge round for Heroic. I wonder why they're making these plays. Are they trying to make a statement? Are they trying to assert their dominance? Are they just being a little bit overconfident here? Maybe not giving enough respect to Apeks? Is that what the problem is? Because that's a perfect way for Apeks to begin their campaign. Look at the buy that's coming back in response here from Heroic. Lose this. It's going to be 5-3.
Probably,
I'm telling you now, man, Apeks are a team full of upset potential. Underestimate these guys at your peril.
Yeah, and of course, you know, the slow start, it wasn't even necessarily a slow start, because they did do plenty of damage to Heroic on all of these rounds. So, you know, despite the fact it was 5-0, I always had a feeling that they could just, you know, string a few together. Let's see if they can beat this half buy, though. Of course, it's a full investment, but when it comes to weaponry, it does look like a bit of a half buy with a Scout and MP9. So let's see how they go. They're going to just walk in toward Monster. Stick it happy to take the duel straight up. Very early round here. You won't be seeing anything because Shush is currently positioned towards short and not toward the site itself.
Doesn't look like he's going to commit, though. Now Heroic have actually shifted their focus from water back into the B bomb site, so they're also moving and shaking on the CT side right now, looking for information. Oh man, Nork. This guy's a live wire right now. He's not missing a beat.
All of Nork's kills in this game so far have been sexy. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, they have.
There was what? There was a pick toward Cadian in con. There was a jump spot while blind. There was a wall bang through bathrooms. There was a wall bang through Monster. This guy is unstoppable at the moment. Can he hit a normal shot? That's the question.
It's a good question. Gonna have some shots here right now. Tess is up close towards the gap in the bathroom's gonna be able to find himself a beautiful lineup, 3 kills, and with that he shuts down the round straight away. Single-handedly, job done.
Yeah, as quick as that, the round goes from looking like it's nicely in Apex's advantage to a 3-man alive success for Heroic. That was wild. That's a bit of a shame, because of course they got that opening pick. Maybe you would think, getting a pick toward Monster, you would then maybe rotate a player toward B, but they still had the setup. They had Cadian Scout and the Rifle of Tesses in the divider position, and as soon as he spotted that first player, the second player I think may have had his knife out. Yeah, the second spray really easy. We're going to see a replay of it, actually. Here we go. There you go. Just pulls out. You saw it right there. Jacob pulled out a quick switch as Tesses peaked. So that was a bit of a shame.
I mean, something that's really interesting is that, like you say, Apeks, they're finding these kills. It's the second time they've done it where they find the early advantage in the round, and then they just try and group up in towards bathrooms and try and contact into the A sites. The thing is that Heroic aren't falling back passively onto the A sites and playing defensively from Optimus, Dumpster, and Bank. They're actually still taking up forward positions, and I think Apeks are being, sort of expecting to take that ground for free and thinking they can actually just get that execute in with the smokes and the flashes from bathrooms, but they keep finding these rude awakenings, and this time it was Tess's.
It was. The only thing that was going for Apeks after that round is the fact that, of course, they did win on their half buy, so they have plenty of money available for a buy coming up next, but it might not even matter. Cadian and Refresh, all the Silenced M4s are just doing all the work right now. 1 kill each for everyone on the server for Heroic at the moment. Finally, Jacob answers back for 1, but he gets taken down to 3 points of health in response, and there's Cadian getting the last. Only Stown is without a kill in that round. Great stuff from Heroic. That's 7-1.
Classic Heroic, right? Playing a CT side like this, aggressively getting in your face, contesting map control, especially when you got individuals like Testes, like Katie, and these guys love to make plays. You know, Testes is just having a fantastic performance right now, 14-7. I would say, you know, if we wanted to just talk about Heroic from a bit more of a, third-person perspective, I'd say the thing about them is it feels like Testes has just fallen out of form quite a bit lately. I'd say he was the absolute superstar in the shining light of Heroic when they were at their greatest form, you know, in their peak last year. But if you just look at his statistics and you watch the games he's been contributing in as well, it doesn't feel like he's doing nearly as much as he used to. And I think, Starwin has kind of negated some of, you don't feel it as much because Starwin has just been performing so phenomenally. But I feel like if Testes can get back to that form that he had before, you've got a real championship contender in Heroic.
Oh, for sure, yeah. I mean, even looking at the basic recent statistics of Stown, it shows how far and away he's been performing to anyone else on the team, basically. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you watching it right now would have watched Katowice and seen how insane they performed in the group stage, and as soon as they got on the stage in front of the crowd, FaZe kind of gave them a lesson. So they're going to be looking to try and take that next step up, and winning an event like this, not that it's critical for their progress with Pro League coming up, that's their main focus, I'm sure. It would give them some confidence, and it would mean that it gives them something to work from. And winning an event, it's not something they've done for a very long time. So
yeah, true. Good start here, 7-1. They've made it look easier in the gun rounds than they have in the anti-eco so far as well. Apeks falling back onto their defaults here, looking for that opening pick.
Knock once again, looking for one. He just pulls the trigger there. He could get himself a 4th warbang of the game so far, but no, he falls back off of it in the end. As you say, Testes is having a very good start, up to 14 kills already. Some swappage of utility on the A site there, as the 2 players in Testes and Stown go aggressive toward long. Jacob is going to have maybe a little bit of a problem if he swings wide on this one. Just shoulder picking the angle, but they need to find both kills, and there's one. Thankfully, that's what the bait setup is for. He surely will not expect another player in the corner, and yes, pulls out utility. Stown takes him out. 4v4.
I mean, look at the quick change up here from Apeks. Mid-round decision after they get the information that there's still definitely two players on that A side. Immediately switch up in towards B. Refreshes here, he's got support from Switch as well. But Apeks have still been able to close the gap and get in towards the site. The question is, can they find the kills to secure control?
It's too good. The flash assist is working perfectly right now for Heroic, helping out Shush to get another kill. It's Nork and Sticko, 2 high-quality players, but with 14 seconds to go, what can you really do? Nork gets one, but there's the heaven angle, taking Stown out, or taking Sticko out, sorry, but Nork once again. How many shots is he hitting? 6 seconds, though. Can't get the bomb. Round's over, unfortunately. Another really nice try from Nork, but if he can save the op, that's the only option for him, and he will get away. Stown will obviously chase him, but he'll be hidden absolutely fine. That is a shame. Again, nice try from Nork. He's up to 10 kills, but not even the flashy kills can get Apeks rounds at the moment.
A bit concerning here. 8-1. Apeks' map pick. Gonna have another tactical timeout call by them here to try and discuss the situation. Shout out to our title partners, Extrafy. They were so kind as to send all of us casters a pair of headphones. Some fantastic quality headphones at that. Designed in Sweden. Yeah, fantastic headshot. My God. Headshot no scope coming through there, through the edge of the wood there. Either way, yeah, check out Extrafy's store, guys. Extrafy.com. There's a store-wide 10% discount as well if you use the promotion code Winter10. That's for the duration of this Pinnacle Winter Series, which is going to be concluding soon enough. So
it is.
Be sure to get into that promotion while you still can.
Yeah, a reminder, this is actually going to be the last one, because there's only one LAN Suite LAN spot left. Whoever wins this event gets it. So that's what they're playing for.
It's been such a run trap.
It is.
A whole year.
Yeah,
12 months
crazy.
of Counter-Strike.
Yeah, obviously, I mean, playing for LAN.
with this event.
Yeah, playing for LAN's it's not like they're just playing for a practice event victory. I mean, Heroic are playing as the invited team. They are playing for a LAN chance. Everyone is playing for a LAN chance in these quarterfinals, of course. And yeah, if they win the event, they all get it. Now, what can Apeks do in this round? 8-1. This is a problem. I always say, even if you're confident on overpass, when you pick it, you start T-side, first game of the day, and you let the CT side get off to a good start, it can be hard to recover it. And Heroic are getting so many openings right now. It's so hard to deal with.
Especially when you're going up against Tess's, and he just keeps getting in your face, whether it's Fountain or Lowers or Long, he's just taking fights all over the map. Finally, Stiko has put him to death. I will also point out the fact that Asilian is 2-10 right now. You know, normally, he is their largest contributor on the on overpass in general. So the fact that he's just not having that impact is it's evident right now. Cadian, oh man, this guy needs to thank his lucky stars, his spidey senses, whatever it might have been. He turns at the perfect time, and Jacob stood no chance.
Indeed. Now, what can they do about this one, Apeks? They still have Nork's AWP available, and Sticker already got a nice tasty 1 dig, so they need to find an entry somewhere. Shush is 6-1 so far. And then he died once in this game. He might have some more players on his plate coming in now, though. All three going toward B. Refresh toward Monster. Absolutely fully blinded up. Play goes up toward Bridge pretty quickly, but there's the crossfire. It's an impenetrable crossfire. Now it's all Nork 1 versus 4. I casted a Nork 1v4 from this very spot in a regional stage a while ago, but he's out. 8 seconds to go. No time. And he'll be saving again.
I mean, outside of Nork, okay, and maybe Stiko as well. Stiko's been looking pretty good, I'd say. Everyone's just slow to start here for Apeks, right?
Yeah.
The tactics are there. The defaults are looking fine. They're getting into some positions. They're kind of getting picked off, not really trading too effectively. But I would say, you know, the main highlights is not from the strategic department right now. They're just being outgunned, really. And Heroic are a team that's just going to continue to roll with the ball, you know, as they've got it going. They've got the momentum. They've got the head steam. They're 9-1. And this is on their opponent's map pick.
It is, and that CT side start was going well for them at the moment, it has to be said. Looking good indeed. Apeks struggling to get a run going. Of course, the only round that they've won so far was one of their half buys, reminder.
Yeah, that's true. Good points. Now we see them coming back with the full bite, with a full buy. They've got themselves rifles, they've got the AWP in play as well. Cadian looking to try and get a kill back, to get that advantage. I don't think his gun barrel's been spotted. He did see that player initially though, so he's holding the angle, but realizes that, probably just have to go for this kill here towards Fountain instead.
Yeah.
And does indeed find that, and actually this is the really wise play, right? Is after getting those 2 kills, taking your profits to the bank. Yeah, it's great having a good investment trap, but unrealized profits are exactly that. And now they've got that man advantage.
Indeed, and it might be the final resort to walking through Monster. They're going to be ahead of the smoke, which might catch up a couple of these players, but unfortunately Sicko can't get the entry, and of course Chawsey just walking through the smoke in response. Nork guesses where Refresh is, probably thanks to the mini-map, and he goes in for a second as well, but Caden is on the full rotation. He came all the way from Balloons on A, back to Monster to trade that final kill, and that puts him up to 9 kills of his own as well. 16 for Tesses. It's looking very good at the moment. Nork is having an absolutely superb game. Unfortunately, he's getting kills which don't really affect the outcome of the round. The only round that Apeks have won was when Heroic pushed too aggressively with or against those pistols, and lost the AWP from Cadian to Nork, and Nork got a 3k to win the round. So that kind of tells you what Apeks have had so far.
I was just about to say I'd love to see Apeks try some sort of a contact plan towards the B-bomb site here, just because nothing else has really been working out throughout the half so far. But I want to see it when they've got full guns and full utility as well. I mean, it's a good effort here. Stowen, your balls are massive going for the re-peek into 3 players. Gets the kill. Asilian flashes himself. That's not just indicative of how this game's been going for Apeks. I don't know what is. HE grenade, literally. Of course. That's like a... I mean, if we were playing football, would have been a nice header, Jacob. But unfortunately in Counter-Strike, that's not the play. And it's 11-1. What's going to happen here?
Yeah.
I mean, Apeks need to turn it around. Like I said, let's see some sort of contact plan towards the B side here. We haven't seen them try that yet, and they've got really good util usage as well. So test Heroic on that side of the map. Yeah,
like, it's not over, right? I mean, 11-1, it looks horrible, but if you can sneak in a 11-4 or even a 12-3 with how CT-sided overpasses, you just never know. You can easily build up a run. So keep the faith if you're Apeks at this stage. But look at the damage done early on. Oh my goodness, Shush is just getting more work done at the moment. I think he did all the damage to Jacob as well, down to 20 HP. Stan's going to go aggressive toward Long off the back of it as well. I don't believe he's got any support, but they are pushing actually toward Playground. Yeah, look where Tessa's is. He didn't have support toward Long, but he had support toward mid, and Tessa's going super aggressive. Nork's waiting for it though, perhaps realising that Heroic now are at the stage where they could get a little bit overconfident. And they're now going to swing the angle. Unfortunately, they won't expect another player toward Long, and Cadian is still here, of course, again.
Yeah, second layer to this forward aggression coming through from Heroic. Stawen along with Cadian, biding their time, waiting for the opportunity. Cadian peeks out, gets the kill, can't find the follow-up, but this is where Stawen comes into play here. They would be expecting from Long. Laborious spray does eventually get the kill, and Refresh getting aggressive finds a frag as well. It's only a Cillian left remaining. He's only got 2 kills on the map so far. He's going to have to find 2 more to complete the clutch. Takes a bit of damage in his fight there with Stamen. Will overcome that fight though, and ends himself up with the 1v1.
Right. Look where Refresh is right now. He's rotated all the way around toward mid. He's holding the banana position, but Asilian is running on the far left side of Long to try not to be heard. And I don't think he's heard it at all. It's perfect. Asilian has chosen the right thing to do here. He's going to have a free bomb plant. Of course, he's going to want to check the site first. And yeah, Refresh is actually gambling down connector right now. So Asilian has played this one perfectly. He's going to have a free plant. And he has after plant utility as well. Unfortunately, the Molotov isn't going to do much because Refresh does have a smoke and a kit. So at this stage, all he can do is play a cheeky off angle. And maybe play the headshot angle toward Green Bin as well, as he's low HP, to try and win the clutch.
Yeah, unfortunately, Refresh had to take a lot of time rotating in towards the site just because he was as far away as he was right now, and still able to rotate back up to the dumpster. Perfectly timed peek. Refresh was frantically looking on the bomb site there, trying to identify Cillian's position, and then realizing he's run out of time. He knew he had to drop the smoke, and Cillian just peeks up and gets a frag for free, 11-2. The IGL, it finally pitches up to the server in the fragging department, and he wins a vital 1v2 clutch.
Exactly. I mean, you can have 2 kills the whole half and get 2 kills, which win a round on your own, and that's the impact you need to make. And yeah, he played that perfectly, peaking exactly when Refresh started making the sound, because then obviously he would have the advantage as he's mid-run. And yeah, as soon as he's trying to take out a smoke to put it on the bomb as well, that was the correct time to peak, and he did actually rotate around to Green Bin like I suggested, so he did everything right there. The Cillian, and he gets that second round on the board. Can they make it 3 or 4, like I said, though? That's the big question, and that would be what would keep them in this game.
Absolutely. I mean, I feel like I don't even think 3 would be enough, Trav. I feel like we're trying to be nice here if we say that 3 rounds is something Apeks could work with.
Yeah.
Just based off the way that Heroic have been winning these rounds with their individuals looking as damn good as they are right now. Don't tell me you want to be on that B-bomb side with Tess coming through Monster Tunnel off the back of a couple of flashes, mate. That's not going to be a good time. So let's see. Apeks not looking good in this round right now. Down 5 versus 3. Seems like the misery will continue.
It's a bit of a painful watch at the moment. He's not really had a decent start either. As we said, it's only really been Nork and sometimes Sticko to put the kills on the board, and Asilian, of course, with that clutch. The only 2 rounds has been that 1 versus 1 victory. I think actually it was 1 versus 2 in total, if I'm not mistaken. And of course, the eco win, the half-by win that they had earlier on in the half. And yeah, already with 35 seconds to go, Choice is going to have to try and pounce from connector at the right time. He might have the timing on Refresh, but look where Shush is. Really difficult to deal with. Yeah, he's turned around just in the nick of time as well. Even hits that quick double headshot. It looks super easy right now. There's actually a player toward Heaven and Cadian, but look at Refresh again towards Sandbags. They're just doubling up. They have so many players over every single time, it feels like. It's going to be an absolute wipeout unless Nork can somehow kill everyone. Gets 1, but there's 13 seconds to go, and Cadian still has that line. You can't cross. Yeah, I was about to say, you just can't cross left side pillar, or right side pillar as they would look. That's just a death sentence, and in the end, they do walk into Cadian.
I mean, Heroic, as you say, they just constantly have the numbers on the correct side of the map, and it's just purely because of how well they're playing on the CT side. They're getting so much information, not afraid to look for some control, not afraid to retake, not afraid to make a bit of a play to see what's happening, and they realize there's nobody towards bathrooms or party or playground or fountain or lowers or either, so they just rotate everybody down towards that B bomb site, and they already had a numerical advantage in the round. Heroic playing some fantastic Counter-Strike right now, and it's looking like they're on course to make this 13-2 based on the buy Apeks have coming back into this last round of the half.
Exactly, they won that Asilian clutch, didn't they? That was the 1v1, only 1 player alive, and now their money's basically in the bin. Cadian in position again, gets another opening kill with the AWP, but now Tessers can peek from Con at any point. It's being looked for. Toggling the X-ray on and off there. Thank you to our observers for that one. You can tell exactly what he can see, and the timing on that peak is just disgusting. It's a shame for Sticko, and it's a shame for Chawsey as well. Taken out by Cadian, just 2 left.
I mean, Chawsey's only going to finish the half here with 2 kills, Trav, and that's just not good enough, I'm afraid. 4 frags for Asilian, 6 for Jacob. It's only 4 left remaining. Yeah, he's been the one shining light, but he won't get any kills in this run. In fact, not even a single point of damage has been inflicted here by the T side. 13-2, outright domination. Call an ambulance, not for Heroic. I mean, this is on Apex's map pick. The thing is, right, this is what you get from Heroic when they're at the top of their game. This is the team. This is why people have seen them as contenders for the best in the world, you know, when they're at the top of their game. The thing is, it just doesn't feel like they perform at this level consistently enough. But good to see them playing like this right now against a team that they should be beating. I mean, this is more one-sided than I expected, for sure.
Oh, exactly. I mean, what did I say beforehand? I said that the last time Heroic had a quarterfinal invite to this event, they played K23 and they lost 2-1. So this is a much better start for them. You might say that K23 are a slightly better team than Apeks, but that's up for debate. Apeks are looking pretty good right now. I think it's probably about slightly. Yeah, it might be like 10-15% better. Not too much.
Sure.
Aggression towards short pipe. What can they do with this one? Oh my goodness. Both of them just don't even look the right way. That's so sad. Refresh just holds down or just spams the PT50. Gets the immediate headshot, gets the second 2.
Was like he did hold it down there, you know, spamming with it, almost like he had a pair of Julies or something rattling off the shots. He's got the spray control down for the P250, mate. In the end, Jacob's going to have a crack at the clutch, 1v4 turn, 1v3, but he's been put to death, and Heroic putting pretty much the final nail in the coffin, I would say, by winning that T-side pistol round. They are in a fantastic position right now.
Indeed.
What a great game of Counter-Strike.
Yeah,
this is they should be the favorites to win the entire event from here, right?
Probably. I mean, they're by far the highest rated team. I mean, the other invites are what? Dignitas. I mean, we've had Copenhagen Flames as well, which I believe they beat GamerLegion earlier today. So
they did, yeah.
That was a good win for them for their confidence. So yeah, they should be the favourites. And of course, don't forget, we will be casting a semi-final as well, the second semi-final for this event. So make sure you come back for that one. We're most certainly enjoying this game, despite how one-sided it is at the moment. And yeah, Apeks have no real choice but to force buy in this one. Nork has the scout, 3 deagles and a 5-7 to surround it. This is a must win. Unless, if it's not, then game over.
I guess the one sort of, you know, positive, if we could try and call it that, for Apeks is that going into Nuke, it's not like Heroic have just, you know, been steamrolling everybody they've played on that map recently. It's been a great map for them historically, but they're still finding their footing on it once again in 2022. So maybe there's a way that Apeks could sneak in a win there. You know, they haven't looked great on the map either. They did get a win over Wisla Krakow. You know, you and I got to cast that game recently, but I mean, losing your map 14-2 going into Nuke next, it's looking scary for Apeks.
Yeah, we're just
assuming they lose. Yeah,
like we're just seeing the difference in class. It feels like at the moment. Look at the setup from Apeks. It's actually quite a nice one. They got a scout being supported by 2 deagles. The tag means that Chawsey has a freebie. So they expect Caden to be so close there. They will look though, and now Jacob has a chance to pounce. He was the one man that was unaccounted for, but look at this, they're running away. Can you believe it? He only just has heard it as well. They're going to make their way down connector without even being spotted. That's good, though. A resmoke towards short 2, so they might actually have to go through this. Monster might be the choice instead, as you say. Now 15 to go. Apeks not out of this just yet.
Quick flank here from Jacob as well, coming through from lowers. Caitlyn stands no chance. He's dead man walking. Stiko gets deleted by a test as low. Oh, and they found a Cillian, and they know Jacob's in towards lowers. Just beautiful decision making coming through from Heroic. They had everything under control. Fantastic composure. I was getting a little bit, you know, concerned for them at one moment there, but I really appreciate their decision to go through Monster Tunnel. You know, realizing they had just enough time to make that happen. Much better choice than going through that smoke on short.
Yep. I would agree with that, absolutely. And yeah, it's a bit of a shame, the scoreline, how one-sided it is, but we are seeing the quality difference, I think, and the position that both these two teams are in at the moment. Cadian has pulled out the P90. Let's see where he can go with that one.
I mean, if that's not a bit of
Here we go. P90 Rush B.
Monster Tunnel he goes right now, leading the charge. P90 in the front. Oh my god, what's going on, Caden? You're absolute madman. He's going to kill them both with the P90. A hail of bullets. It's a storm on the server. It's Heroic who dictate terms in Apeks. Oh, they're going to be sent to Nuke. Not feeling
Go on, Jacob. Go on, Jacob. Oh, I was hopeful.
Third. P90 gets 3, and with that, Heroic will see themselves into a 16-2 victory. They absolutely dominate on their opponent's map pick. Some cheeky smiles coming through there from the boys as well as we got the player cams. Yeah, the coach there, Mr. Exist, says business.
Oh, even a little smirk from Exist. That's when you know that things are going right. He never
That's
smiles.
rare, mate.
It is rare indeed. Anyway, it's nice to see all the players. Of course, we can get the player cams at the quarterfinal stage and get to see what they're feeling. And it looks like they're going to go off and take a break, and we are too. It'll be map 2 coming up next. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back for that. Heroic absolutely owned Apeks on their map pick. Now they have a chance to win one more map for a semi-final date against ECSTATIC.
What an opportunity, and look at how they're trying to get themselves going here on nuke as well. T-side pistol round straight into the bomb site. They're going here towards A, and oh my god, they found all the kills as well. No one left standing for Apeks on the site itself. Just a couple plays towards heaven, and they're being struck out the round here as well. Great nade from Stawen. 4 kills found, pretty much a kill across the board here for the T side. It's only Stiko left remaining. What a way for Heroic to announce themselves here on their map pick.
A snap of the fingers, a blink of the eyes, and a lick of the lips at how clean that was from Heroic. That was absolutely beautiful. Even the grenade kill, as you say. Stiko's running in for some kills here. I don't think the kit's dropped on the site. He wants that bonus money, and he will eventually get taken out by Tesses. But very clean from Heroic. That was just a very basic A execute with a bit of utility. It bursted exactly the right time. They had the duo swing, I guess you could say, from Hut and from Door as well, and it was just too much for Apeks to handle. Now they need to win a round like this, do Apeks. They need to win one of these half-buy rounds again. This time, of course, they are the team that get the CT side start. So the question is, can they put it to use, like Heroic, put theirs to use on Overpass?
Yeah, good point. They have to, right? They need a strong CT side here if they're going to go up against Heroic or class on their CT side. More aggression again from Heroic goes straight to the A side. This time there's going to be a bit more of a contest. Chauzy gets the kill, drops into the smoke, looking to try and keep himself alive, but no, Cadium ends up finding him with that kill. And with that again, Heroic have secured control. Plant's going to come through momentarily from Refresh, but I don't see a world in which Apeks can make this retake happen.
This is the sort of round where you save your scout and your pistols and give it another go in the next round, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Again, Heroic, clean as you like. Don't forget, this is Heroic's pick now, so you'd expect a 2-0 here. It's funny that you can. I'm going to give you the in here to mention that thing that Stiko tweeted. How about it, Hayes?
Yeah, well, I mean, what's been really interesting with all of these relog cups that we've had is we've so often seen the underdog teams, the teams coming through from the main events, beating the invited teams, the much higher ranked teams who come through in these playoffs, right? And Stiko did make that tweet saying, I think he went and ran some numbers and he saw the statistics actually corroborating that. Very often these teams that come through from the main event do beat the invited teams, but unfortunately, that hasn't been the case yet in the Pinnacle Winter Series 3. We've had 2-0s throughout the day. We had ECSTATIC winning their game against UNGENTIUM. Copenhagen Flames beat GamerLegion 2-0. And it's looking like Heroic are on course to do the same thing here as well. So the invited teams, showing that they do still have something going for them. And there's a reason they've been invited.
Indeed, indeed. That's how these cups have worked for a good amount of time now. It's what, progresses the lower tier 2 teams and the tier 2 teams who are close to tier 1 to that next level. That's exactly why Copenhagen Flames improved so much, for example. One of those teams that did make their way through and got better and better as time went on after playing in these tournaments. And that's what the goal is for teams like Apeks, especially with the quality that they have.
Man.
So,
you think of like Gambit Youngsters, SKADE, Copenhagen Flames was a great example. Entropiq, all of these teams
Entropiq, exactly,
played a lot of these tournaments to build themselves up. I was actually looking at the matches that Apeks had played, and it's like they've only been playing these relog cups. They are loving these relog cups, man.
Yeah.
They have played in so many of them. They played in all of the Pinnacle Winter Series is actually all they've been playing pretty much since the 17th of January. So they're loving these events, and
it's good to, as you say, absolutely, it's a perfect way to get more match practice rather than just in the scrim server. So it's exactly what you would want to see from them to improve in the future. Stan's walking here toward A, and he will be walking into a bit of a big stack. Chauzy's absolutely free kill towards Chauzy. He's going to be pretty confused as to exactly what Chauzy's doing there, exposing himself to Hut so much. And because of that angle that he's so freely holding, he'll imagine and predict there's a couple of players maybe push through door. And he'll find that, but he'll only get taken down. But bombs down safely, so it's going to be the 3-0 confirmed.
Yeah, nice and easy for Heroic. I think they're going to be keeping up a really aggressive approach here on their T side, by the way. They're just going to look to try and stranglehold Apeks rather on the CT side. I think that's been the theme. That's why we saw them play as aggressively as they did in both the pistol round and the round after that. Just looking to kick their opponents while they're down, continuing the momentum that they found from Overpass, bringing in that Karen to nuke as well.
Yeah.
Not letting Apeks settle. I think that's the game plan here for Heroic.
Indeed. And of course, I mean, as we said, like Apeks have had pretty good results lately. They've beaten Tax, they've beaten Trick, they've beaten Wisla Krakow to get here. They played a 4.5-hour series against Eternal Fire last night, which they somehow managed to win. I mean, if any of you want to go and have a look at that one, and look at the HLTV statistics, you would just look at those and think, oh well, Eternal Fire won. But no, Apeks came out on top on that one in a ridiculously long one. I think they lost map 2 25-21 and eventually won map 3 16-12 after an overtime on map 1, I believe, as well. So that was a tough one, but I would say that if they played this quarterfinal directly after they played that match, then maybe we could say, oh well, that series has obviously knocked the stuffing out of them, but it's a whole new day, so you'd hope that perhaps they would have put up a better face. But Heroic is a completely different kettle of fish.
For sure. Apeks definitely should have recovered from that game yesterday, even though it was a marathon series against Eternal Fire to get them here. I definitely wouldn't, chalk that down to the reason why they're struggling so much. It just feels like individually they just haven't pitched up yet. Still here coming into Nuke, we're still waiting for the individuals. We're still waiting for Chawsey. We're still waiting for Asilian to come through as well. We haven't really seen much out of those players. Jacob's been the star. He hasn't been contributing much in this matchup either. They need these individuals to stand up against Heroic's might.
Indeed. I can give you the information as to what exactly is going on right now with this technical pause. I believe the coach has timed out for Apeks. That's what Jacob has said, so I believe that is the reason. And it should be pretty good. It shouldn't be too long before we get back underway. We'll see some replays being thrown on.
Some highlights.
Here's the Tessa's 3K from Overpass. Here's Nork's quick scope, no scope.
I was going to say the only highlights from Apex's perspective you would see would be Nork, but then Asilian did get that 1v2 clutch. 2 of those kills being part of the 4 that he got in the entire map. That P90 nasty, nasty highlight there from Cadian. Yeah, man, 3-0 this T side. I think Heroic are so happy to start on the T side right now, Trav. I think they are so happy to be on the T side because they get to just dictate the pace at which this game is being played. They're feeling it. They're twitchy. They want to get into the faces of their opponents. I feel like if they're on the CT side, they might be overextending a bit. They might be being a bit overconfident, taking too many fights. That's fine on the T side. You can get away with that. So I think this plays into their hands right now.
Yeah, I mean, you can sort of see the faces, and you can see right now on the Apeks side. I mean, they're obviously concentrating on chat and thinking about what to do in the next round, of course, considering this technical pause has come in, and they're waiting for the coach to reconnect. But they're all sort of, they seem quite tense, don't they? They want to put up a good face in this game. They don't want to be like, even if they lose, they don't want to be embarrassed like 16-2, 16-2. Yeah, they're going to want to put in a decent face on this game. Maybe like at least double-digit rounds. You'd hope from there on a map like this.
Minimum. I agree. I mean, like, Apeks will know, right? They've only been a team for 3 months, and they're slowly working. I say slowly. They've very rapidly worked their way up the rankings, up to 28th in the world. This is their opportunity to play against one of the best in the world. They haven't played against many tier 1 opponents. This was their chance to play against one of the best and just see where they're at. A bit of a litmus test, if you were. We've seen them constantly beating tier 3 and being really good against tier 2 teams. And this was a little, let's see against tier 1. It's not looking good right now, though, is it?
Yeah, I mean that's their goal. I mean they've made their way into the top 30 on HLTV now. Hello,
is that Stowen?
That's a nice slipper.
We need to go back to Stowen. We have to see that again. There's no ways we don't go back there.
Come on.
Even Shush is watching the stream right now. He's seeing us.
There we go.
He caught us, boys. Oh God, he's got us all. He got us all.
This cheeky boy on our screen right now.
And we can't even get him back. That's the worst part. Or have you gone and done us like that, Stowen?
Imagine if we saw Exist doing something like that. That would be the most out-of-character thing of all time in all of the human race.
I'd call a doctor for him, to be honest with you, mate. Something would be wrong. Guys, listen, welcome everybody. Myself and Trav, my name's Hayes. I've been casting
exclamation mark caster, guys.
Loving these Relog Media Cups. And if you guys have been enjoying the cast, would love if you check us out on Twitter. As he said, exclamation mark caster, selfless plug. We're getting it in there. But no, for real, would appreciate a follow if you guys have an account right now, though. Apex's account is that it's not looking great in this series. It's their first gun on the map. And a chance to try and turn the way that things are looking. And Jacob does get it off to a good start, but there's a trade.
Yeah, that's an interesting start for Heroic in their first round against the buy round. But completely dry toward outside, actually, there. No smokes at all. Happy to take the 1-for-1 early on. Stan is in position toward the squeaky door, waiting for a rotation up the vent, perhaps, as there was a player who dropped down. Sticko is, of course, the ramp defense. And there we go. Asilian actually will re-smoke the door, and that spray that comes through will spook Asilian a little bit. We'll fall back down the vent again. What's going to be the call for Heroic on this one? They've got control of lobby. They've got that one trade toward outside. Has it forced any differences in the hold for Apeks? Not really.
Thing is that the CTs know nobody's crossed in towards Secret, right? So they've got that player towards Lockers right now who's watching the cross. They've still been afforded 2 players on the A side. Asilian, you're burning. Asilian, you're burning. Asilian, you're still burning. He's dead. To the fire and the flames. Chawsy's the next man up. He'll receive the same treatment just at the hands of the AK. Still the same inflictor though. It's Stawen who takes them both down. The round is over. Apeks might have found the opening pick, but that's the only kill they're going to get in the round. At least a valuable frag at that. Heroic are just at another level. But Asilian, was he expecting a teammate to smoke him? Did he want to go for the delayed swing? Was he hoping they were going to push and not check? Maybe was that his hope, his plan, perhaps?
Maybe.
That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, I would agree with that. To be honest, it's the only thing that really you could have, if we could, plug ourselves into his brain. Maybe the only thing we could possibly guess. The power of the fluffy slipper for Stown. Gets himself 2 more entries. This guy's just been on a tear as of late. We all know how insane he's been. In Katowice, he was the top-rated player for his team. He did insane work. I think he was even the top-rated player in the stage game where FaZe kind of schooled them. But yeah, he's been one to keep an eye on as of late, that's for sure. And this roster can only go on to better things if he's playing well, that's for sure.
Oh man, absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. 4-0 Heroic just picking up here on Nuke where they left off on Overpass. I mean, just thinking back to what Stan was doing in the player cam there, they were having the best time in the tech time.
They were happy. Everyone was smiling.
They were just so calm. Yeah, it didn't look like Apeks were having a similar sort of demeanor. Understandably so.
Yeah, a bit of a shame. But who knows if they can somehow get a decent CT half. If we can look at perhaps maybe 6 or 7 on the CT half. I mean, maybe I'm being optimistic, but something like that would give them at least a chance on the T side. We have got the AWP of Nork in position toward the secret angle this time. He's going to try and take the timing shot with that flashbang, and he will take it and fall back away. He's back in the vents now. I think Heroic have completely gathered that he's fallen back into that specific position. Stands out this round first, though. Now Nork is in a bit of a tough spot. How many can he get? No. Only 1. Now he's stuck. He has to worry about his right as well. Caden's just creeping up. Should be a free kill for Caden. Nork. Oh, Caden can't pounce quick enough. Great no-scope from Nork. Bomb will go down. But they have a 5v3 on this retake, Apeks.
Surprised that Caden goes for the fight. Should have just bypassed North now, as to say, big advantage for Apeks. Refreshes to go for the fight. Wins a great gunfight. Tessus gets one of his own. And now they're just going to make their way back like criminals, fleeing the scene. Nork has kind of got them locked in, which means it's awkward post-plant positions right now for Heroic that are being taken up, but the time is ticking away. Yes, Apeks have the kit. Smolly comes in. That's going to just play Shush. He's forced into the open. Nork needs the kill, but somehow Shush gets the frag. He's not done there either.
Yeah, now it's all sticker and the time's really gone, and yeah, Refresh takes him out. That's the problem. Like, sure, you can have a 5v3 on the retake, but the B bomb site is just so hard to retake, and the fact that Apeks have just not built up any confidence at all in this game. Like, they have no confidence to swing for the duels, and as you saw, even though Shush, I believe it was burning from the dark position or behind the boxes in the cubby there, like, the player from Single Door should be the player to get that kill every day of the week, but no, he was a bit too nervous on the shoulder pick, just making sure that he was in there, making sure that, to find the information first, not just sticking around for the kill. And yeah, just too much damage done by Shush in the end, and Refresh finished it off beautifully. 5-0, clean sheet intact.
Oof. Rough start to the map here for Apeks. That felt like it was their round. That was the round to get their campaign underway here on the CT side. We did see them begin their campaign on Overpass with a bit of a half-buy/eco round win. Maybe we could see something similar here on Nuke, but it will be Cadian who opens up.
Do something special. Once I saw Nork get that, no scope toward Cadian in events in the previous round, I had a hope that they could possibly translate that round. But yeah, once they got into that after plant, crossfires are just so hard to find. Even though Apeks did have some of that utility that they so desperately needed, just couldn't really force them out into easy positions. We do have Jacob here with the M4 toward Glass. We are making their way toward B again. Cillian close with the pistol. Does Jacob want to risk opening the door and going for a kill? Shush is just staring at it. In comes the open, and yeah, immediately taken out by Shush. Have to risk it. You're the only one with the rifle. Cillian's basically completely stuck with the pistol. Still manages to take Refresh, and actually gets a second as well toward Cadian, surprisingly. But unfortunately, it's not in a situation where it's going to make any difference to the result of the round.
Nah, definitely not. I mean, these guys are just going to be looking to try and upgrade the guns that they have right now. They don't want the MP9 and the Desert Eagle going into the next round. Just going to be charging through here. A bit more damage inflicted, which is actually nice. Wait a second. Hold on. Hold on. Tessus has been taken down. It's only just left remaining. Nork just swings up with the Desert Eagle. It's too easy for him. What a way for Apeks to win a round against all odds. Heroic give them a lot of 1 versus 1s because they, like us, just expected them to win the round with ease.
At the end of the day, that is just purely Heroic being lackadaisical. Like, they think the round's done. They're going to know that Apeks don't have much else in the round, and somehow with a couple of sexy shots from Nork, again, it's Nork hitting the shots for his team. Apeks win a 2v3. Here are the 2 kills from Asilian. This is actually what wins them the round, technically, because they would have not have done that at all without Asilian's 5-7 kills. And in the end, they can just advance further. The MP9 and Deagle can combine, and then Nork hits another couple of beautiful shots. Unbelievable. 1 first round on the board. What a way to do it.
Okay, well, it doesn't look like they're out of the woods by any stretch of the imagination after winning that round, though. Cadian will open up, but as you say, great way for them to get around. Thing is, though, Trav, they need to combine that with a few more rounds being won back here afterwards. You know, a couple consecutive rounds to shift the pressure. Have been able to at least bring it back into a 4v4. Stawen rounds the player in the vent right now. So many isolated fights going on across the map.
This is a weird one for Sticko. He will actually make his way up the vent just as Stawen comes and looks for it. Can you believe it? The timing on that is unreal. I don't think he has any idea. Yeah, he's completely bypassed him. Sticko's actually in a very interesting spot now with that AWP on 20 HP. Nork's still outside, scouting with that secondary. Or, well, obviously the primary. It's Sticko on the secondary this time around. But yeah, it's an interesting angle for Sticko to be in at the moment. 50 seconds to go. Still a 4v4. Not beyond the realms of possibility that Apeks could easily do something with this one. I think they have the information that outside's taken.
Nork is the key here, Trav. Nork is the player who has to go big in the round here if Apeks are going to stand any chance, because that A bomb site doesn't actually have anybody on it itself. Stiko's pushed Squeaky Door with that AWP. Doesn't look like they're actually going to be trying to contest that A site, however. Make their way down secret with the bomb. There's 2 players there already. Stawen still has this control, but there's numbers here for Apeks too.
There's Nork's opening kill, takes Shush out of the round. They will force away Jacob from that cubby, but now, Cadian, that's a really important pick. Jacob, I'm not sure if Jacob was necessarily, actually, yeah, to be fair, he was. There was a player coming from single door, Jacob was forced into that peak, and that might give Heroic a path back into the round here. Again, a retake on the B-bomb site. Tough one to work with.
All 3 players going to be coming through from ramp here for Apeks. So one-dimensional, but it means they've got force coming through in numbers. They've got a lot of utility to work with here as well. All the players going to be coming through from one door. Cadian gets it first. That gives it position away, does further damage. Oh man, Apeks, just at the choke points, are being choked out of the round. It's only Stiko left, and he's accepted his fate. He's taking the gun into the next round. This is exactly what we saw in Overpass. Almost a carbon copy, Trav. 5-0 for Heroic at the start of the map. They lose an anti-eco round, and then they just get straight back to winning ways afterwards.
That's a shame. That's a shame. That's the problem with the double AWP retake. It's so hard to do when you have rifles, let alone when you've got 2 AWPs, and Sticker will have to fall back and, as you say, save it. Best thing they can do in that scenario. And at least they do have that gun to work with. They do have a buy, of course, after winning that previous round with what they did have, you know, the Deagle and the MP9. But yeah, it's a tough situation for them. Another technical pause coming in. I can obviously check for you quickly what that is if we have any information as of yet. Not yet. But of course, the last time it was a coach timeout, so it wouldn't surprise me if it was something similar. I'll let you know when I know any information.
Maybe in the meantime, we can get some missing signs put up in the various parts of Europe where all the Apeks players are right now. And I have to get some in Denmark for, of course, our boy Asilian. Maybe a couple in Sweden. A few Swedish players, of course. Stiko from Slovakia. So we could get some missing signs going. We need to get them back on the server. They've won 3 rounds in the series so far. 3 rounds.
They have.
They've lost 22, Trav.
That's
like a scrum score line.
It is. That is absolutely bang on. It is a bit of a scrim score line. It is the Apeks coach
as well.
True.
By the way.
True.
Apeks coach, yeah.
Many sports that could fit with that. Yeah, the Apeks coach is back in the server. It's Polly, of course, the Norwegian. He's timed out again, and here you can see him on the left-hand side there. He'll disappear into the coach slot in a minute, and there we go. And we'll be back underway in a split second. The question is, what can Apeks do with this AWP that they have? That's on Sticko. They're going to be able to find a rifle as well. Can they put it into position to at least multi-frag? It's only really feels like it's been one and done for the AWP so far in this game. Haven't put them into a position to make those impactful plays. Maybe a push toward outside red could work. That's always something I like to see by an AWPer on Nuke.
Yeah, true. Could be a good option. Tough part up for Apeks is just how busy they have to be on the CT side just to try and keep up with Heroic, because Heroic have got so much going on this T side. They're getting players down vent, they're getting players down secret, they're fighting you outside, they're contesting you ramp. Sometimes they're coming hut, sometimes they're coming squeaky. So you're never really just sitting and chilling on your CT side. The comms are also always streaming through, so you need to make sure you've got the composure and everybody's on the same page. You're not getting flustered. They rely on that too, Heroic.
Here we go. We are actually seeing some aggression. Yeah, unfortunately, it's not to the outside red that I was expecting, and it sort of forces him back because he's in a rough spot. Refresh is actually looking for that position up close to the boxes in the smoke, but Jacob's still alive for now. And he will take Refresh out, so that's a good starter. Full buy for Apeks can still come in. Thankfully, now Sticker needs to defend. He does. He gets one and he falls back, and that activates Nork. This is the absolute textbook ramp play that you'd expect to see on Nuke. Activates the CT AWPer from hell. And it might work out for them. It's a 2v4, and the bomb's in the open.
Yeah, at least the kill coming back here for Shush will be able to get the molly to force those players towards hell back. And maybe find a way to get the bomb. There's still a ramp player here. It's Sicilian who's in position. He's compromised at the moment. Oh man, and it looks like Apeks actually want to try and force these fights as well. Shush playing around his own smoke here.
Dangerous.
I mean, he could even find some lineups here. Apeks need to be careful not to give this round away.
Well, I mean, they've given up the bomb. I think they're going to realise that, Apeks, at some point in the next few seconds, because that smoke is actually stopping that angle. They're not peeking it aggressively. So I think the swing will come in from Massilian here. They'll realise that the bomb is now missing. So Shush and Cadian have managed to fall away. But they might even go back in. Cadian's just looking for an entry with the AWP. But now he'll fall back with his teammate. 20 seconds to go. It looks like the A-bomb site will be the choice. Now just have to hit some insane entries here. There's an off angle being held toward the back of the site. Jacob can swing at any point. Cadian's holding for it. Shoulder fixer coming in. Will Cadian get the kill? He will, but Shorzy gets the important trade. Surely now it's too much for Cadian, but he still gets the trade. And now it's a 1v2. Nork is so close though, and he does chase him down. Denies that opportunity. And Apeks get their second.
Cadian was aware of the chance that there could be a player pushing through from heaven. Needed about 3 more seconds in the round there to have a really good crack at it. He was just so limited for time in that situation. Ends up going down. Good damage done by Heroic. At least they don't, allow all 5 players to stay alive. But in the end, as you say, big round for Apeks to win. And it looks like they're starting to chip away at the economy here as well. Heroic going to have to take an eco if they lose this round here, Trav. So maybe a way for Apeks to start to actually mount a bit of a platform for themselves on the CT side.
Yeah, this is their chance. We mentioned how they did a really good job of whittling down Heroic's economy on Overpass, and then they just couldn't translate it to that one round they needed to force them onto pistols. This is their chance now. This is their chance now. They need to take it. We could have a relatively close nuke if they do take it. Jacob off angle towards Secret, being looked for by Refresh, but it's a significant off angle, so Jacob gets a freebie, a free double headshot, and another nice advantage for Apeks to work with here.
Yeah, they've been actually finding a couple opening kills in these rounds so far. They've let a few of them slip. Hopefully this isn't going to be another one of them. Tesses just finds a great timing. They're peeking through from mouth. He tears the Sicilian's head right off. And that leaves Chorzy isolated and alone, and Nork will come through to support him and give him a bit of assistance, but he's in no man's land right now, gets the kill, somehow actually able to stay alive. Thankfully, Chorzy swings at the perfect timing. Apeks do still have 2 players isolated on the same site though.
They can dive down the vents. They can dive down the vents absolutely fine. 50 seconds to go. Plenty of time. Thankfully, Sticko's still here, but no. Insta swung by Shush. That's the quality of the Heroic boys. 2v2 retake now. Chorzy and Nork both have kits. Nork has an incendiary to possibly force out an angle, but look where Cadian is. I think Cadian and Shush are playing off each other quite nicely here. Cadian's got a nice off angle, easily takes Chorzy out. It's now all Nork. He's been the monster of this series so far for Apeks. They're 6-2 down, but he's still 9-3. That's how many kills and saves he's been having to do. What can he do about this one? The glass is broken. He can creep in. It's being looked for, though. That's a tough one to hit, and unfortunately, oh, that's hard luck. That's super hard luck. He only tags Shush through the edge of the silo, and Heroic will once again prevent Apeks from cancelling out their economy.
Oh man, I mean, Heroic have done that the whole series. They've made sure anytime it's looked like Apeks have had any slight tiny bit of momentum coming into the game, they've just shut them straight back down immediately afterwards. CTs have no option yet, Trav. They have to go for an eco. It's as simple as that. Means that Heroic will be securing themselves at the bare minimum the half win here in the first 10 rounds. Outright domination, and it's just the individuals. You just look at the players coming from Heroic right now. All 5 of them are making great plays. All 5 of them are actually making round-winning plays when they have to, know, multi-kills coming through across the board, everybody contributing in the fragging department. And as for Apeks, you just can't say the same.
Indeed. It's looking very strong at the moment for Heroic, unfortunately. I really wanted Apeks to win that round, to be honest, to see what they could do against, you know, the Pistols, maybe close up the game to a 6-4 perhaps, but not to be. They try and pounce with a bit of a lobby crunch. It tends to be a Nuke player's favourite cereal, but not on this round for Apeks. Which should refresh, take the last two. Yeah, decent damage for what they had, agreed.
I mean, not far from actually getting more than just those 2 kills. They're a bit unfortunate that they only finished the round with the 2 frags. 2 to 8 here. I mean, Trav, what's the bare minimum they could actually take into that second half and still feel like they're in with the shout?
Oh, I want to see 5, to be honest. I need to see 5. Ideally 6, but I need to see 5.
Yeah, I think 5 is probably rock bottom. You know, rock bottom. Anything less than 5 and it's tickets. Let's see, can they make this round work? What's the play? Aggression from Heroic towards Ramp. Seekers here right now on the angle. Employer when it's in play, he will be able to mow down 1. Does have to fall back off the angle though and just accept the kill in the round.
He's taken the Mac 10 player though. That was Shush's job, right? Like, he's got enough money to buy an AK in this round. He just bought up a Mac 10 to go full W toward ramp, and it's gotten that entry and that control now toward the B site almost. Asilian's on a bit of a tough angle. Testis is creeping forward. Good frag. Looking for a second. He finds it. Asilian might just have sealed this round for Apeks.
Yeah.
2v5 now. Cadian and Stown looking to try and respond. Asilian's actually going in for more. He doesn't need to. Be careful. Swings. Takes a dink. He'll take that. 2 kills and a dink. Perfect job. Can they get the bomb planted? That's the question.
At least on this map here, Apeks are still like keeping themselves in the hunt in each and every round. Even rounds that they're losing, they're still showing some good fight. And you know, it's a stark contrast from what we saw in the first map where they were just being pounded. There's still a decent amount of time left here for Heroic to navigate the situation, try and find another kill before they commit. And Apeks haven't actually rotated everybody down just yet either.
Yeah, they're wary of a possible push up the vents. Perhaps they want to make their way all the way through or even go back up toward ramp. But now they can peek, and Cadian, even on that tough angle, will take Chauzy and stand on the low HP. His crosshair placement is spot on. From a 4v2 to a 4v0, 2v0. Both kills come through.
The smoke.
Exactly, yeah, just in the nick of time as well. Jacob gets them. And Apeks will win the round they expect to win. A nice try from Heroic to recover it. Again, good damage. But Apeks stay alive.
Yeah, I mean, in the 2 versus 4, you want to heavily rely on your smoke grenade there, right? And just try and trust and pray that nobody's going to be coming through there. And that you can try and fight elsewhere on the map. And, you know, Jacob actually, he relies on that himself. Catches them both off guard. Unfortunately, Stowen was too low. So Jacob with just the 1 shot there on the transfer got the kill. Just the body shot did the job. We'll actually see the replay of Asilian's Heroics.
Yep, he won a clutch all on his own on Overpass, and he's done great work on that round as well to get 2 kills and I think 91 damage it was, 91 in 1 with that dink. Very nice. Chauzy will jump his way onto top hut again, of course. You would say on this map, the top actually going really fast here are Heroic, and they're going to catch out Asilian already. Chauzy gets 1, but surely he gets found, and yeah, they're just going to stare at top hut until he shows himself. And again, the change up of pace is absolutely owning Heroic right now, or owning Apeks, I should say. Having to fall back, look at the damage done to Sticko, bomb down. We're looking at a 3-man save after all the damage done previously as well.
How beautiful is the utility usage here from Heroic as well? The flashes are sublime. You know, even there's a player who's gotten out the sight. I think it was Asilian who gets caught first. He's still pulling his goddamn AK out while there's a player charging out of hut. So, first of all, he gets caught off guard. Did you notice that Chauzy actually missed his molly that round? Banked off of the
wasn't
wall
deep enough.
Hut, which meant it didn't go deep enough, which meant that those Heroic players were able to get a little bit further forward than they would have otherwise. So, those small things actually making some big differences in the round. And Heroic, again, just punishing Apeks. That was an easy round. They just fall back straight onto that AX.
Indeed, it's a tough role A-site Nuke. I was about to bring up about how, you know, like other maps, you would say, you know, B Mirage, you know, B Inferno especially, are the 2 maps which are can be a bit painful to anchor sometimes. You're just probably blind for the whole round when they execute. And it's the A site of Nuke, which is the site which is the hard one to play on. Anchoring A is the hard one. And you can tell that when you're absolutely bombarded by flashes, as Chauzy was, the Molotovs on top hut gives him no choice really other than to get 1 and die. That's the only job he's really got. And when Asilian dies for free, no chance.
The flashes were so good afterwards, he was just blind forever and always after that. Right now, will be Jacob towards the upside. We've seen him make this play previously, but unfortunately, he's so focused, the tunnel vision comes through. He wants to get the player he can hear towards the smoke, but by jumping up, he just completely overexposes himself. I feel like, you know what, I don't want to call Jacob out, but I feel like that's a little bit obvious so early in the round to try and jump up on the boxes like that there has to be some follow-up presence coming through from the T side, and it's just heroic winning all the gunfights left, right, and center. We've seen Apeks showing some fights in these rounds that they've been losing up until this point, but it's looking like we might see a white flag in the distance.
Yeah, I'm trying to process the thought behind what Jacob did as Tess has ruined Snork's day again there. Because, like, it's not a bad thing to do, right? Because he's already played that box cubby, and you'd expect, if he's already played that and got a kill from it, which they did, to hard clear him. And he only hears one player running past him fast. And Heroic have done that before. That could even be perhaps a deeper subconscious play that Heroic have put into play. Maybe I'm digging a bit too deep with this one, but they have before.
Perhaps,
yeah, exactly. Conditioning. They have run one player up outside alone before. And maybe Jacob is sort of just predicting that, thinking he can just quick jump on top of this kill and easily get a 1-for-1 at least. But yeah, in the end, a bit too late. And I do understand the thought process, but there's just so many players that are easily going to catch him in the back in the end.
Yeah, when you put it like that, fair enough. I mean, I think maybe a bit of frustration creeping in where you just want to force the issue to try and get the kills. Maybe that could be a symptom either way. You know, as casters, we can only assume. We can only try and make some calculated calls. Never really know what's happening unless you're actually in the server with the team. And right now, what we can conclude is that it's bleak for Apeks. They've only got 3 rounds here, only 5 in the entire series. KD and gets Snork. He was just jumping around the corner there through the wall. What a kill. Jacob, he's going to be feeling the pressure right now as well. Trade is good for Heroic.
That shot from Caden was dirty. You saw where Nork was on the X-ray all the way through hell, basically.
Jumping around like by the ladder, I think, and then in hell, exactly.
I'm sure he do needs 2 kills. Oh, it's a whiffy one, but he still gets both. And now Cadian on the AWP can't really afford to trade. It's going to switch to the AK. It's his only choice. Needs to find Chores. He does. Sticko is behind the smoke. He looks to try and creep through it. There's a standoff now. Smoke v smoke. Sticko versus Cadian. Look at the third person. He finds it. Cadian with another clutch. 3 kills for him. Oh, everything's going right for Heroic.
Cadian is insane. I mean, the fact that he doesn't just pick up the bomb after getting that trade on the dead vent player and immediately run onto the sites and try plant, which I'm telling you now is what 90% of Counter-Strike players do. He's like, nah, I've got time to play with, and I know I have the advantage if I sit in the smoke while it phases, or it fades rather. And he gets the kill. What a big brain play there from Cadian. I felt like Chorzy had done enough with the double kill here, but unfortunately it wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing, like, what Sticko doesn't want to do there is push through the smoke and immediately help, get the timing wrong, and have grey screen as Cadian is already facing him, right? Like, it's hard to get that timing down. I can understand why, you know, he just wants to waste the clock down, and maybe why he wants to, you know, give Chorzy that final kill. Because he's the one full HP, he can then afford to basically bait him and just say, okay, look, I'll stay alive. You've done your job. You've got 2 kills. It's okay. I'll try and win the 1v1 as a full HP player in the action, close to it as well, from the vent position. But yeah, Cadian using the smoke very smartly there. And of course, there are situations where if you do hide in the smoke, you do get your vision back before the player on the edge of it, which I think, I'm not sure if it worked perfectly for Cadian, but he still managed to shoot first, I believe. So yeah, easy clutch for him. Tough one for Apeks to deal with. And they're looking to try and get 4. It'd be their best chance. But yeah, it's looking bleak either way.
Again, if we just run the numbers, Watson, I mean, Travis, it's the fact that we've seen 27 rounds won for Heroic in the series so far, and just 5 for Apeks. 27-5. And 2 of those rounds won by Apeks have been ecos. 2 out of their 5. That's 40%.
Scary.
In the whole series so far. The point I'm trying to make here, really, I'm not just bagging on Apeks because that's not cool. But what I am trying to say is that Heroic have just been in a completely different class, a different tier altogether. And you can see it when it comes to the gun rounds, Trav. That's when you see the vast disparity between the teams.
Yeah, exactly. You can really tell it, can't you? Like, there's just a extra 10 to 15% in quality, right? It's not much. Apeks, you know, honestly, they're not far away. The scoreline might, you know, make you question my sanity, but you know, as a roster, they have the quality to make it work. It's just time, and you know, playing these cups is the way to do it. Of course, once you get to this stage, playing the higher ranked invited teams is your best chance to play against these sort of teams, and this will be a learning experience for them. And of course, it's not over yet. You never know. 11-4, we all know, Zonic's Law.
Yeah, I mean, it's still in contention. I think Zonic's Law is probably not as applicable to a T-side 11-4 halftime scoreline on Nuke, but we can try and copy-paste it wherever we go. That's fine.
Try our best.
Can they find that fourth round? Yeah.
Try our best to you know, give Apeks the respect they deserve, because they do respect it. They've been playing very well as of late. We all know that. Their win against Eternal Fire yesterday was incredibly impressive. The 4.5 hour match. Some great stamina for that one. Okay. Already coming in toward A, creeping in. Asilian close toward Hut. Looks for the first duel. Jumps into Asilian. That's the movement, speed and accuracy of the SMG, and they have a 5v3 to work with. Can they get that 11-4? Refresh will win his duel towards Sticko outside. Asilian will manage to fall back with an AK as well, but now Heroic again. They can dive down the vent for free, and I don't think Apeks have realised it yet. They'll hear the door open now and will realise, with the utility coming in toward the lower side, that they're going to have to make work a 4v2 retake.
Yeah, I mean, certainly Apeks with the advantage. Shush's position's been compromised as well as he rattles off that shot. Both of the players for Heroic are towards the single door. No smoke in play for the CT side, but Jacob's gotten the kill onto Shush. That's huge. It's only KD left remaining. We've seen this guy with some insane clutches in his career. Maybe he adds another one to the highlight reel as well. No, Jacob says enough is enough. Big Daddy's back on the server. Dominates the round, and it's going to be 11-4 on the half. I
had a little bit of a heart in my mouth for a second there, because the way they were swinging single door was like maybe two of them could have lined up and it could have given a collateral and perhaps a chance, but yeah, that was the only way back into the round, and in the end it's too much to ask for Cadian. Apeks do get that fourth, but as you said, switching to the T side, oh, it's going to be a hard one. It's going to be a hard one to come back into this game. You'd expect Heroic on their favoured CT side now. They'd be much more comfortable, you'd imagine. Of course, they're good on this map, but CT is probably right up their wheelhouse, and let's see what Apeks can show. We've got a Tech 9 and a boosted Kevlar on Chauzy. Usually you see the 5.7 or the Deagle with that, not necessarily a Tech 9 anymore, but let's see what you can do with it.
Oh, I like this raid boss style. And it looks like they're just going to put all their eggs into one basket here. Okay, maybe not all of them. They've left one egg out, and that one egg has a name, and his name is Nork. I think he's towards outside with some utility, yes. Yeah. Going to be throwing that smoke in towards MOUZ right now. But the majority of the forces are in lobby. And there's a Asilian lining up the flashes. There's going to be a molly on towards Hut as well. And now they come through. Flash into the spot. Refresh. Completely unimpeded. Can't get any shots. Shush will be good for a second, though, before he goes down. And that is a very impactful second frag out of him.
Yeah, that basically bails out. It refreshes whiffs there. It's down. Looking for the duel toward outside. He knows Nork is in this cubby. He knows it's an after plant spot you can be in. Just wait for those rotations. He's trying to duel him. We'll see that play out elsewhere at the moment, because Cadian's looking for a duel toward Hut as well. Who do we look at first? That's the question. They're going to team up towards Sticko. Tesses takes him, and then Stan pushes aggressively to take Nork. It's all down to Asilian. He's coming in from a big flank all the way round to Heaven, and in the end it's way too easy to be heard. And they will even pick up the free Tech 9 as well. Didn't get anything done in the end, unfortunately. And Heroic will take their 12th.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful retake coming through to Heroic. I mean, I love how they're able to do multiple different things at once. Stowen knows he's got his job, and that's the fight towards outside to try and get the kill on Nork. And then also you got Cadian and Tess's working in tandem to find the player in Hut. Unfortunately, Asilian's not having any impact on that flank coming through from Heaven. And once, you know, he can finally come into the fray, he's lost both his teammates, and everybody's looking towards him because they've heard him come up the ladder. 12-4, Heroic start their campaign on the CT side in the best way possible. And look at their buy as well. They got 4 rifles and MP9. They are looking so damn good right now.
They're actually going to commit to this buy this time, but already Chauzy is gone. Thanks to Stown again. Shush has got a nice clean 2 KD at 16-8 as well at the moment. Heroic could be enjoying the way they're padding their HLTV stats from this series at the moment. Flashing toward ramp. In comes the spray. Tesses defensive toward the back boxes. Gets 1. Gets 2, and then Stown's there to help out from hell. Perfect. Absolute cleanup. They only lost 30 HP on one player.
Yeah, I think that was as bad as it got. Look at the Pinnacle betting odds, 85-1 here. Well, if you're just looking for a spare account to store your money in, you can bet your money here on Heroic. You're not going to get anything back for it, but you can put your money in another account for fun. Jokes aside, nothing fun about this here for Apeks right now. just being devastated in the series against Heroic.
Indeed. Honestly, there's not really much that I feel like Heroic can really ask for. Should be delighted with the way this is going, because often you can fall prey to these teams, and we saw them do just that to K23 in Pinnacle Winter Series 1. They lost 2-1 to K23 when they were the invited team. They're making up for it today.
Yeah, they certainly are, in heaps. And they're making a statement as well here, Trav. They're showing that they are the fifth best team in the world and that they are absolutely the favorites, coming into this playoffs of the Pinnacle Winter Series. It's not just the title because of their ranking. They are in great form right now as well. And beating Apeks 16-2, 16-4, that's a hell of a statement going into your future matches. They play ECSTATIC in the next semi-final. When they win this game, they'll definitely back themselves to win that. And then they play the final in the winner between Copenhagen Flames and whoever wins between Dignitas and SKADE. So
indeed,
it's looking good for Heroic to go on and get that spot at the LAN event, man. The only thing standing between them and that LAN spot really is themselves.
Exactly. They'd be favourite to take it, that's for sure. There's just that one spot left. It's the final edition of the Pinnacle Winter Series, of course. Look at Stan doing super aggressive, using that Molotov, and it's using it to perfection. Nork's looking for it, but he's the only one looking for it. And in the end, even though he gets a couple of kills back, he's going to get stuck in the corner.
God,
and yeah,
bro.
Look at the aggression. The amount...
That feels like my matchmaking game.
That was so... Yeah, you know that Molotov that you can throw behind the door next to Hut? That's what they used for that one. To get Stan in there pretty quickly. He gets his one kill. Cadian is there to help out from door, and he even gets the last kill as well. Up to 18 and 8 is Cadian. And yeah, that Molotov can be a big fake. It works out perfectly.
100%. The nice attention to detail there, Trav. Look at the numbers as well. Everybody between 15 and 18 kills besides Refresh, who hasn't had to do all that much just because of how his team are performing. But everybody outside of him is actually just fragging like a bit of a beast right now. All 4 of those players have higher kills than everybody on Apeks. So it's just the individuals for Heroic are on some sublime form. Great to see. Apeks have to win 11 consecutive rounds to take this to overtime. It's not happening, I'm afraid.
Yeah, it's a rough one.
Spoiler.
Unfortunately, not a unexpected spoiler. Jacob toward ramp right now behind that smoke. Cadian, hello. Oh, he's in the vents. He's in the vents. Sticko's trying to drop down. He's had his knife out and knife. Oh, we've seen that so many times in the past. Cadian, you cheeky boy. P90 to finish off map 1. Maybe a knife to finish off map 2. Can you believe it? Everything is going right for them. Look at all the kills. It's an absolute wipeout. Unfortunately, Apeks are not really able to put up as much of a fight as they would have hoped on map 2. It's going to be an absolute wipeout, I'm afraid. Hayes.
Yeah, I don't know what to say, Trav, besides the fact that it's just, it's very unfortunate that we haven't really seen the Apeks that we know and love. I've had the pleasure of casting the team a couple of times. They're actually one of my favorite tier 2 teams, if I can be honest with you.
Agreed.
And they'll be the first ones to say, yeah, that is not a good representation of what we're capable of. Heroic have indeed completed the 2-0 victory, easy as could be, 16-2, 16-4. What a beautiful smile from the sexy man, Refresh. Even a bit of a clap there as well. Everybody giving us a bit of an appreciation. We love that.
They're applauding themselves.
What a wholesome team.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Even Exist was smiling for a second.
Yeah, even a little smirk from Exist to say,
only
yes,
for a second.
This is what we expect of ourselves. This is what we expect from Heroic. They fell when they first got invited to this event. As I said, it was the first edition of Pinnacle Winter Series. They played against K23. They lost 2-1 at the quarterfinal invite stage. They've made it back. They've got another invite. They've absolutely proved they deserve to be here, and they go through to play ECSTATIC in the first semi-final.
Looking forward to it, Trav. I mean, as we said, they are definitely the favorites to go on and win the entire event from here and book themselves a spot at LAN Sweet LAN. Let's bring up the bracket and we can see the way that things stand after the first 3 quarterfinals of the day. Only one match left remaining. It's just been the invited teams dominating left, right, and center. What's going on? This isn't the normal script, Trav.
It's not, and then we'll have to see if that same pattern follows for the final match of the day in Dignitas versus SKADE. The semi-final that we will be covering tomorrow will be the winner of that game against Copenhagen Flames. Should be a fun one, should be a lot closer, whoever Copenhagen Flames play in between Dignitas and SKADE. I'm really looking forward to that one. So make sure you join us tomorrow, but also make sure you stick around for